The sun is out. It's time to go back to work on our Monday. A little day off between storms. They are coming fast and furious. I mean furious tomorrow. If Mother Nature can be such a thing as furious.
But I don't believe weather has emotion. I believe weather has dynamics, and humans add the emotion. T-Rex getting teased by TK. I've always been emotional about weather, so if you're emotional about weather, we're all in the same group, aren't we? 41 degrees. Seems like the thermometer is just stuck there, doesn't it? As a new batch of cold air is whipping into New England. Start with the summit of Mount Washington, where last I looked, the temperature was plummeting. I think it was about 20 around midnight, and down to about 5 or 6 degrees with wind of 70 miles an hour, gusting to 98 miles per hour. And it did snow on Mount Washington, but we did not reach the record of 86 inches set in 1968, November 1968, monthly record. We got to 68 inches, though. Not bad. It's about twice the climatological average, pretty close to twice the climatological average. Here at 10:30 a.m. on Monday, December 1st, the first day of climatological winter. And look at these beautiful waves, these clouds all lined up in columns of cumulus. And of course, it is still snowing at Jay Peak Resort. I got this earlier in the day. I was sitting around and looking at all the different weather guidance and trying to get a grip on what's happening. Not that easy. There is a bomb cyclone nor'easter on our doorstep tonight and tomorrow. There's the ice bucket. There's no ice in there. Going to get about 2 more inches of water. Obviously, I can't handle any more water in the bucket. It's just going to overflow, but I'm going to clean out the debris in there. And so, yeah, it's a bomb cyclone. Here's the national radar. It shows snow in southern Missouri today. It snowed in northern Missouri 2 days ago, and that's how it works when these cold air masses press in early in the winter. It snows north, then it snows central, then it snows south. We're talking about Missouri, but we're also going to be talking about New England. As that storm is tapping the Gulf of Mexico, there are thunderstorms west of Florida. Here's the satellite image. We have cold air rushing into New England. Those are cold air advection clouds in northern New England. And then the storm off to our west is going to contain a polar front and a subtropical front and just almost an Arctic front. It's the triple stream that is the worst kind of storm. And we had the triple stream 7 years ago today. Do you remember where you were? The first week of December. Kind of overlooked this when I'm talking about the history of early season storms. We had 2 to 3 feet of snow in northern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire, December 1, 2, 3 of 2019. So that was just 6 years ago. And we had snow and then a couple inches of rain here in my backyard. And I think that was my second winter here. I got all that in my notes. And if it weren't so busy, I would be more recollecting about that. But instead, we're going to have to make a forecast. So much to talk about. The analysis, forecast map this afternoon. There it is. It's a strong high pressure system. It's another 1030 plus millibar high pressure system getting ahead of this storm. And the high is to the north of the storm. And when the storm plows in here, it's going to be the clash of the air masses. Look at all that blue stretching from Canada all the way down to northern Missouri, and then the greens goes right down to the Gulf of Mexico. We call this a full latitude trough, and the low pressure system is not that strong, but it's going to be deepening rapidly. As we mentioned, a bomb cyclone is in the forecast. So shall we get just to the short range guidance? Start with the high-res NAM. I waited for the 12Z run that came in this morning, so this is hot off the presses. The NAM was too far north yesterday and then too far south last night, but I think this one is just right. So here's the precipitation coming in tonight. And notice how the blue stretches across Vermont and New Hampshire between 9 and 11 a.m. That's in the colder air. It's going to snow harder, earlier, and last longer in the colder air north of the 534 line. But then the real heavy snow, which is going to come down between the 534 and the 540 line, gets into Manchester, New Hampshire at 11 a.m. And look how dark the blue is, and look how dark the green is. Heavy snow and heavy rain with just a little bit of sleet on the border. I don't think we're going to have any freezing rain, but that whole rain-snow line so close to Salem, New Hampshire. Heavy snow from the Berkshires through, I think you Ross at Crotched Mountain, Francistown, you're going to be right in the zone. And it looks like we are going to get double-digit snowfall. So we are now forecasting an overachiever compared to everything we've heard. And that rain snow line may try and collapse right down into Boston tomorrow night after the sun goes down. Wind from the north is going to be 30 to 40 miles an hour. And so as the wind comes in off the ocean tomorrow, of course, it's warm enough for rain. But then when it comes around from the north, it ends as snow, maybe right down to the Cape Cod Canal. And that's about 3 a.m. ending in Manchester, New Hampshire. So that's a 14-hour storm. And then we turn not so windy and not so cold on Wednesday, but it will be a beautiful wintry scene. There'll probably be people without electricity. And then the next front's going to come in here. There it is in the upper left. That's the Arctic front we've been talking so much about. This comes in now. This is out to about 7 p.m. on Wednesday. That's a 60-hour product starting this morning and going out through Wednesday evening. And then on Thursday, we're going to have an Arctic front with snow squalls. So how much snow is this NAM high-res going to generate for us? Well, I think these numbers are a little high, but reasonable to expect it. If it snows 1/2 to 1 inch per hour for 14 hours, anywhere that can average more than 3/4 of an inch an hour can get a foot of snow. So I think there are going to be a few of us in central New England, just north of the rain snow line, where it's going to be a real heavy 8 inches of snow. And then right where it gets to the colder, less dense snow, it's going to be 12 to 14 inches of snow somewhere between, say, Northfield, Massachusetts, and Sunday River, Maine. I think Sunday River is right on the northern edge of it, but those ski areas there, like Pat's Peak and Crotched and maybe as far north as Mount Snow, could get a foot of snow. Meanwhile, at the Canadian border, where we've had so much snow at Mount Mansfield and Jay, probably about another 6 to 8. And in Maine, I think that this is a little underdone. I think along the Maine Turnpike, we can also come in with a foot of snow. In the Boston area, I would say we're probably going to get a little bit of slush on the backside that could refreeze for just a coating on the ground at my house when I get up in the morning on Wednesday. So what do we talk about? The bomb cyclone deepening, probably now 30 millibars in 24 hours if the GFS is right. And I want to show the ocean map because this system forecast, this is out to now Wednesday morning, and there's a low pressure system, what is it, about a 972 south of Greenland. But look, it's moving toward the northwest. We have a new Greenland block developing this week, and next week is going to play a role in our forecast. Third time it's happened, October, November, December. In that storm, that's our storm, is going to say hurricane force, developing hurricane force there south of Nova Scotia. So that's a ocean prediction center. So yeah, there will be some wild surf with this, but it's not going to be a deep groundswell. It's going to be a local extreme overhead because the wind at the center of this storm is going to be sustained at 40 to 50 knots. National advisories, watches, and warnings, back to today's map, shows the winter weather advisories, mostly for this storm as it's just ramping up. But then that's a winter storm watch upgraded to a winter storm warning, no doubt, by publication time here in New England. See, the watch goes up 36 hours ahead, and I think the warning comes up 24 hours ahead. And we're now getting to pretty close. It should be a warning already if it's not. And it's very close to Boston also. This is a tough call. I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Hill somehow comes in with 6 or 8 inches of snow. And the wind is mostly going to be over the ocean. Yeah, storm warning, the purple, that's what I was going to talk about. The purple over the ocean is a storm warning from off of North Carolina to well south of Nantucket. Storm warning meaning 50 to 55 knots sustained. And we'll have probably 10 to 20 foot seas just south of Nantucket. And so now let's go to the GFS. This is the model we're going to stick with. I don't like any of the guidance after this storm goes by, and the Euro is still too far south on tomorrow's storm, and the Canadian's very disjointed, but the GFS is somewhat consistent, at least here with this 1010 millibar low pressure system, much further south. Every time we show it, it's further south over Georgia tomorrow, and then it is going over North Carolina. But then instead of going right over Cape Cod or Nantucket as it had it the last couple of runs, now it has it 50, 60 miles south of Nantucket. So that may pull that rain snow line a little farther south. Don't be surprised if you end up with some heavier snow very close to Boston and just north of Providence on this one. And the low then goes out to 980 millibars. Stop it right there for a minute. This is 1 a.m. on Wednesday. So there's your bomb cyclone deepening from 1010 to 980 millibars. That's 30 millibars in 24 hours. So that's why it's such a dynamic storm. So that's why I think precipitation amounts may be underdone. So the liquid equivalent on this system is probably going to be in the order of 1 to 3 inches. And oh yeah, while I have you here, I'm going to retract back to this system yesterday, talking about all these hints that Mother Nature has been giving us about this winter and how much rain fell yesterday. And look at that, Buzzards Bay down by your house, Kate, an inch of rain. So once again, yesterday, low pressure missed us to the north, several inches of snow in the mountains, but the front that came through southern New England had a wave on it, and the heaviest precipitation was in southeastern Massachusetts. And I think that is a hint that this winter is going to be a doozy in the zones that have overachieved with the rainfall last few months. It's still too early for a snowstorm at the southeast coast of New England, but next weekend's not too early, right? Let's put the GFS back in motion and take it out from that 1 a.m. Wednesday. And there's the cold wind, and the high is going to our south, so it's not the kind of cold that holds. But then there's the Arctic front coming in on Thursday. And northern New England, heavy snow squalls, probably another 5 to 10 inches at Jay, 5 inches at Mount Mansfield, a few inches on Mount Washington. That'll get us to 15 for the week at that point. And in southern New England, we get a snow squall late Thursday night. And then here's where I think none of the guidance is doing a good job. We're going to have a new Greenland block developing. So I don't think that cold is going to be in any hurry to exit. That's a strong high, 1030 plus high on Friday. Could be record cold Friday morning and Friday night. There's the low coming to our south and another low to our north, and it looks like we're warming up as far as thicknesses go, but we're going to have an inversion, and it looks like the front to the north wants to stay north and the front to the south wants to stay south, and we do not get any snow in southern New England on Saturday. I think that's wrong. I think that's going to adjust, but this is what we're going to do. We do the play-by-play on the weather and the weather forecasts. And then the Sunday system still looks like it wants to ramp up, and that looks too warm to me, with low pressure perhaps going up to Burlington, Vermont. But I think there'll be a redevelopment near Cape Cod, and I think we are going to have a rain snow line much further south than this shows next Sunday, and that is a powering storm. And then what happens after that goes by, that's another bomb cyclone. And look at the isobars over New England on Monday with blizzard conditions in those upslope spots in the JP cloud. The wind on Mount Washington, if this is right, it's going to go to about 140 or 150 miles an hour. Good luck to us trying to take ski lifts. And it's very cold, but it's not the Arctic cold. The Arctic cold had come and gone on our Thursday-Friday system, but there's more Arctic cold building in western and central Canada, and the storms are still coming in off the Pacific one after another, and we're going to end up there. I stopped it there on Wednesday, December 10th. That's day 10. And it shows, it looks like a casual front coast to coast with a little clipper coming at us. And that's that next batch of Arctic air that may come our way, with the NAO going negative, North Atlantic Oscillation, Greenland Block going negative. I would say that it's going to stay wintry now into the second, if not third week of December. And I still think that we're going to be ice skating on some of the shallow ponds by the end of this week. And I guess I can just show the Nashua, New Hampshire. I don't even think I looked at it, and this is based on the Euro. The Nashua, New Hampshire simplified forecast, and it shows the snow for tomorrow, probably about 10 inches in Nashua, and then higher in the hills. And then the cold comes in not so strong Wednesday, and then the cold really comes in here with a snow squall Thursday. And Friday, we may not even get above 22 degrees or so. The low temperature pretty close to zero, and then it shows maybe a wintry mix trying to come at us. I would favor snow by Sunday and Monday, and no real sign of any big meltdown or any big thaw. So we are in a very wintry pattern. T-Rex up by the door. All right, so 14 minutes in. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may try and chase. I'm not sure whether I'm going to chase to the ocean or the snow, but I get so much going on behind the scenes. And yesterday's and more, we're going to see something from Max on Martha's Vineyard, sharing a nice shot of turkeys that survived the holiday. And I don't know what else. Maybe a little bit of Josh or sorry, Sterling, your video wouldn't download for me. And I had to go shopping yesterday, and I wasn't too pleased about that. But the football games were amazing. All those football games yesterday and last night, Sunday night football. And it looks like someone's getting some stairs today. So that'll be in tomorrow's and more. All right. Yesterday's weather today. Mind the wind and more. Steve on walkabout. Come on, Steve, this way. I'm going to get you. I got a long line and you're going to be tangled. Sorry, Rex. What is it? He's tangled too. All right. And more.
And more. So windy in northern New England here at 10 a.m. on our Not in a Hurry Sunday. And so still down near the ground on the edge of this high pressure system. Oh, Steve was just on the chair. That's why I started this. Oh well. Need some fieldstone? Just before 11 a.m., the birds are singing, and it's so still here, but the clouds are really ripping by. And you can only tell that if you only look out the window every 15, 20 minutes. It keeps changing. But if we put together a 90-minute sequence, we'll be able to see that, right? Wind hold issues in the mountains today. Up in the sky, the wind is 75 miles an hour. That's the warm air going over the top of the more dense cold air down near the ground here near Boston. We're still only near 40 degrees. Blue Jays. Love it. That was 75 minutes. About 47 degrees. A lot of interesting birds around. But I can't capture them with this phone. I don't know. These ones look like loon down here. Can't even see them, can you? Slight chance those are loon. And those ones I think could be surf scouters over there. Gonna need a longer lens. All right, that's enough for the morning. Patriots aren't playing. What are we doing? Going out to breakfast. Because we haven't had enough food lately. Ha 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 ha. It's brunch time anyway. Brunch time. Get a treat time.
The survivors. Out to live another year.
4 o'clock, cold, wet. Where are we now? Rockland, Massachusetts. Kind of had a lot of things to do on no plan on Sunday day. Shopping, not there. It's just across the street. But just humoring other people that want to go shopping as the sun goes down. Getting pretty close to the end of this one. Do you hear piano music yet? Yeah, we got to get something for this new snowstorm coming in. You going my way? How many cylinders in this one?
8. It's a V8.
Go ahead, take a couple steps so we can prove your skinning. Is it gonna work, Ella? Good.
Okay, Chance learning how to skin. That's some luxury lesson there you have. There's a cord pond. There'll be ice on a cord pond by next weekend. Hopefully we're all still safe at that time. I didn't have much to do with it, but there's the snow removal system getting ready for the parking lot. Imagine having to remove snow from the parking lot where all these cars are stored. Gotta move every car. No thanks. Not snowing now, but it's 43 degrees and raining. Pretty busy for a Not in a Hurry Sunday. Completely missed the sunset, so how about some lights of the season on both sides of the street right here. So far, this neighbor for the win. So far, season is young, and we'll be adding a little white texture here over the next week or so. Beautiful. Okay. Thanks, neighbors. Thanks, friends, for watching. Talk to you tomorrow. Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Good for a nor'easter this week. Bomb cyclone even.